YouTube, what's happening? It's your man, your brother, Mulo Motivation. So, this video, let's talk about why I struggle with your fitness journey, especially as a beginner, and what things are holding you back to succeeding in your fitness journey. So, this is something that a lot of us struggle with in the beginning, especially with social media around now. And if you can follow what I'll talk about in this video, it will help you stick to your program, not compare yourself to everybody, and move forward, because this thing here is holding you back for sure. So as we walk in here, I'm going to talk about what thing you struggle with. So you may not believe this, but you change what you're doing way too often. And this comes from a deeper problem, a deeper insecurity. Something that makes you switch up what you're doing. To be honest with you, all of us struggle with this. And it goes back to social media. You see your fitness influencer that is your favorite doing something. An hour later, you see someone else doing something. It causes you to be confused. It causes you to want to change what you're doing. As a result, you're not really progressing because you're always switching what you're doing. This is a major struggle. And now I admit it, I was there before too, right? But I never started to really progress until I stuck with what I was doing, right? Despite of how many people said was wrong or what opinions were out there. And that's the thing. You have to experiment and stick to certain programs to see if it works for you. You can never look like your favorite YouTuber, influencer, gym person. You can't. We all have different genetics, capabilities, and potentials. This thing is something that most people do not understand, and this is why a lot of people switch what they're doing, and it causes you to be in a spiral of never-ending stuckness, I'll just say. But this is something a lot of people struggle with. And I want to talk about the deep-rooted insecurities that cause you to switch what you're doing all the time. So to keep going on the topic here, the deepest, rooted insecurities that cause people to switch what they're doing every time. Okay? Insecurity in what you are, meaning you see everybody else on social media. You want to look like your favorite superstar, I'll say, influencer, fitness person, whoever it is, causing you to switch everything that you're doing. It causes you to be impatient. It causes you not to understand that when you're programming and doing things, you need to give it time, not for it only to work, but for your body to change and adapt to the program before you have to change it. You know what I mean? And this thing right here, people don't do. And people are switching up what they're doing all the time, expecting results, but it's never gonna come. You know what I mean? And a lot of beginners struggle with this so much. And I always say, you should not be switching your program too often, right? Every 3 months, 4 months, I'd say. But a lot of people that start out wanna do a bunch of different programs, try a bunch of different things, which causes you to be at a standstill, right? And I admit I struggle with this, and I'm saying this to the people that struggle with it to understand why. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, no matter how hard you work, how much you do things properly, how much programs you follow, you can never look like another person. That's the thing. This is something that people don't want to hear, but it's the truth. You cannot look like another person. You can maximize what your body is capable of, but you cannot look at another person and think you're gonna be just like them. You know what I mean? It doesn't exist, right? And it's gonna take a lot of years for you to learn about your body. First of all, try a bunch of different programs to see which one works the best for you, and from there you can maximize your body's capabilities, right? That's my biggest advice for you. So folks, another point I'll add is when you're starting out, motivation is not going to be the thing to keep you going. Every day is different. Motivation fluctuates. Therefore, if you feel like it today, if you don't feel like it tomorrow, it changes your actions. So the biggest mistake for beginners is relying on motivation. Okay? As I mentioned before, the commitment factor is a big thing, primarily because we're superficial and want to go after a lot of things we see from social media. We want to look like another person or be like another person, but understanding that it's going to take some time. There's going to be days you're not motivated to do it, but the fact that you commit to it, you will hit certain goals along the way. Another thing I will add is start giving yourself the option to go or not to go. Just like how you go to work every day, brush your teeth, brush your hair, shower, eat, sleep. Those are things you have to do, right? You choose to go to a job to work for somebody that doesn't know you or care about you. You go there because there's consequences if you don't go, right? When it comes to fitness, there's also consequences. These consequences decrease your lifespan. So if you can get it in your brain you have to do it, you will do it, because at the end of the day, it's the best investment on yourself. That's another thing I will add. So motivation is not something that's gonna get you to keep going. Motivation can be a good thing to get you started, but it's not gonna be a thing to keep you going. Start giving yourself the option to do it or not do it. Just do it because it's an investment in yourself. And also, to see results, you have to be committed. And that's just the bottom line. So I got one final point for the video. Another thing beginners struggle with a lot is the fixation on perfection. Perfect form, perfect diet, perfect program. This is actually one of the biggest things that causes you to switch up all the time. Alright, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, switching up all the time, you don't give your body time to adapt to what you're doing until you can change it. You know what I'm saying? This is a big thing. A lot of you beginners that want to be all scientific and you want every detail for everything. You want the perfect form. None of that comes without time and experience, right? You got to immerse yourself in the thing first, and then over the course of time of making mistakes and being with the experience, that's when you learn, right? That's when you perfect the form. That's a big mistake a lot of beginners make. But I conclude the video by saying that. But just to review the points that I had. So number one is comparing yourself to everybody, basically seeing what people are doing on social media, causing you to switch what you're doing. Another one is commitment, not committing to what you're doing, switching up all the time due to comparing yourself to other people. Another thing I will mention, another thing I did mention, I should say, is relying on motivation. And the final thing is perfection, right? Perfection. Nothing's going to be ever perfect. And understand that it's the process, and be patient. It's all going to come. Thank you so much for watching the video. More motivation here. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like always, get better every day. God bless you.